Awesome. Hey, welcome tonight, or today. We are downtown in the heart of Grand Rapids. We found a nice little area where people may or may not walk through. We decided
They better not walk through.
They better not.
Nah, man.
We've decided to take over the spot
Yeah.
and just see what happens.
Right.
So, kind of like one of those things, there's a lot of people out there who want to get started on things, but they're like, I got to have everything perfect. We just kind of took over.
Just wing it, man.
That's
Just
how
go
it works.
for it. Full send.
Full send. You never know what's going to happen from just doing the thing. You know?
Man.
So, how you been, though?
Good, man. Back again. Another week. In the living world, in the flesh. You know what it is, man. I've been good, man. No complaints.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Okay.
You've been on a streak lately of absolutely every week that we meet getting new clients.
Yeah. If that happened last week, it did.
Yeah, that's what's up. What's up.
So I'm 3 for 3. Rod, actually.
Oh, heck yeah.
One of his buddies, Dom, he signed up for coaching 2 times a week.
Really?
Yeah, so.
That's awesome. That's what's up.
We're going to get him in the gym, and we're going to see if we can get him some gains, or some losses, rather, should I say.
Yeah?
So, yeah, man, I'm excited.
Loving it. Is it just working out? You got him on nutrition, too?
It's going to be a mix of both. Yep.
Absolutely.
So, the nutrition aspect, I invited him over to the course, the app, so he can track his calories, track his nutrition, and we're gonna do in-person coaching as well at the gym, strength training.
Heck yeah, that's what's up. I mean, again,
ramp up that metabolism, get the fat loss going.
Can't expect any less from a high-performance coach like yourself, bro.
Thank you,
Absolutely. Crushing the game.
Feeds my ego, man.
Hey, I mean, you worked for it,
Yeah.
Read all the books, did all the studying, started applying for yourself, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't, then helping people achieve their goals as well, using the knowledge that you had. Man, that's all I got to say. Just you took care of it. So, just good work for that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that was last week. I haven't signed any clients this week, though. Funny thing, this week, none of my clients have actually trained. I haven't trained any of my clients.
Oh, no?
This week, no. They're all canceling or missing. Well, I trained one girl. I can say that. I trained my one girl client. But everybody else is missing in action, man. It's only Wednesday, though, so.
Yeah, that's
we'll
true.
See. I got another one on Friday, so we'll see.
See, there we go.
See how that goes. But yeah, man, that's I haven't been up to anything too crazy, man. Just kind of doing what I do, coaching my clients, learning where I can, watching YouTube videos, soaking up all this good new age information that we got. That's pretty much what I've been on, man.
Absolutely. I want to tap on that YouTube stuff because, this week, I, for the first time in a minute, went in on some YouTube videos again.
Okay.
Straight up, sit down and, self-educate, you know? Been on the audiobooks for, a heavier minute because, you can pick a book in just, so many hours, 13, 14, 15 hours, 20-hour book like the Mastery and all that stuff.
It's a long-ass book.
It is, but there's so much in there. So every book that I've listened to on the audios, I've been just kind of re-listening to them and going back through them and trying to extrapolate whatever I could. There's a ton. But I went in some YouTube videos on just some newer stuff that I was interested in kind of freshening up my mind on. And man, I started to immediately just feel like I need to pour more into my audience and my channel and my stuff, pour more of me and my ideas and everything into it, because I felt like I was doing it before, but not necessarily as much as I could, right? We can literally sit down, post up like this anywhere and share whatever it is on our mind. And that is valuable to people, because I'm not going around thinking about value-less shit. Like, I'm actually thinking about, like, how to solve, you know, world issues that we have, and, like, grow your business, and, like, do a lot of things, right? And so the thoughts and ideas that I come up with and I have conversations with you about, or, like, my clients about, or anything, we're sitting there, we're like, man, this should be a podcast. We should be recording. Well, that's the thing. Like, everywhere I go, that happens. And I know these, you know, a lot of people, they make it their goal to make a video a day. It's like, I just got to have a conversation a day minimum, and I have that everywhere.
Right.
And, like, as long as someone's willing to, like, take the time, sit down, and listen, there will be gems that will be shared amongst, like, the people that I have conversations with.
Right. Or as long as you're willing to talk.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, I was watching Grant Cardone. No, it wasn't Grant Cardone. It was Uncle Brad Lee.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Top B.
Top B. Brad Lee.
And yeah, he was talking about how he gets his content. I think he was talking with Justin Waller, and they were talking about how he gets his content, talking about how he just, like, has a cameraman everywhere, except for, like, in the bathroom and in the bedroom, there's a camera on them as he's, like, traveling somewhere in the car, on phone calls, and it's like, damn, that's a really good idea.
Yep.
I need a fucking cameraman.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I was thinking, like, it'd be such a unique invention. There's a gym. This is a invention that someone can create. A
drone that follows you around that has a camera.
Very small, like
camera.
a tiny, just camera only, like a round, like a webcam 4K thing with a microphone and everything, and just
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Or you have a mic.
Yeah, I could have the mic on, you know, but I mean, just like a receiver for the mic.
Right.
You know, it just flies and follows, or face
Quietly.
tracks. Quietly, yes. Quietly being the key word. Face tracks, and it's like I can control it with my phone if I wanted to. And baby has the same quality as the iPhone, so it's easy to adjust and stuff. Same settings, all of it.
Yeah, it's coming soon, bro.
Oh yeah. Imagine, like, the GoPro drone.
Right. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick, man. But I mean, yeah. What books you said you've been reading?
So more YouTube videos now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. The books, though, that I refreshed recently on the Jim Rohn collection.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that's just like Think and Grow Rich. It's one of those things that, like, it will enrich your perspective every time you listen to it again, because it reminds you of things that you just maybe are not thinking about right now, and gives you that nice new fresh perspective on things that is nice and refreshing.
Jim Rohn on YouTube?
I had the Audible.
Oh, okay, a book.
Yeah. But,
I ain't never read any of Jim Rohn's books, man.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
There was one seminar I watched on YouTube, and he was dropping bars, though. He's got a lot of motivational speeches and stuff like that. That's stuff I've kind of kept up with. But, yeah, that's good, man.
Also, Alex Becker.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Which, like, the new stuff?
His new stuff.
Yeah. He has been talking about, like, willpower and all this stuff lately. He's kind of back to his original content. I like that version of Becker.
Yeah, this
He's not,
version
like,
of
talking
him.
about, like, crypto pumps and stuff.
Right. I love, like, this version of. I mean, he was dope when he was doing his crypto stuff, but, like, you know, he was like, I know you'll click on this shit if I say 10x to the fucking moon. You know?
50x coins.
Yeah, you know, but, like, now he's heavy back in that value add. Like, I watched the video. The title clickbait was, like, saying that Tate's Matrix is BS. And, like, in that video, he says, like, bro.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, he's right.
He's like, you know, these people are always going to be fighting wars for your attention. And because they're fighting, you're going to watch them. And so you're going to make them more money, and then they'll just disappear and do whatever. There are people out there that control the world, and there's only a couple families that really have a lot of influence and control. And the way that you can become that type of person is by educating yourself and becoming more valuable in your circles, pouring into your community, and then your family name could live on. You know, like, makes sense. That's why there's, family names on these buildings, and certain family names. Where's your legacy? Where's your family name? What are you building? What is your family currently building? Or are you guys living in the cycle of the unknowns that just fill the standard graveyard?
Right, yeah, he is right about that. Like, you can't fight the war for the Matrix against the Matrix. Like, you can in your own way subtly, but just do your thing. Just make money, man. That's all you got to worry about.
Absolutely.
The Matrix is going to continue with or without you. So,
the Matrix, like, from what if I would like summarize it, is nothing more than this social concept or circle of thought can exist. This circle of thought can exist. This circle of thought can exist. Which one are you in? Right? There are people over here that believe that the 9 to 5 and retiring at 65 is the way. There are people over here that see that they've been robbed of 40 to 50 years of their life if they go that route, and they could instead dedicate 5 years to building something and letting that flourish, and then buying back the 45, 50 plus or the rest of their life. So there's that school of thought. Then there are people that truly understand like the lay of the land, and they're the ones that are making the rules. And because they're making the rules, they know exactly how to slightly make things make sense enough where you're like, that's fair, but it still allows them to slide. And if you can and interpret language and the rules, it's all about how you say it's okay or not.
right.
And knowing these things exist is fine, and being woke to it is fine, but you still gotta focus on yourself, make yourself a priority at the end of the day.
Very true. Very true, man. You can't focus on it all. You gotta focus on one thing at a time. Trying to save the world and make $1 million just might be tough, man.
Right. Make the milli, save the world.
Yeah. With power comes influence, so.
You can somehow save the world without the money. You might not need money afterwards. You saved the world. You're the guy who saved the world. What do you need money for? But if you need money to then save the world, get the money, save it. You don't need it anymore.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you just gotta think different.
Right.
And like, I also, this week has been one of those like interesting ones. I had like sit down chat with the fam and broke down the Matrix-ish, like, to them, and explained how the way in which we have been operating as a unit is not necessarily advantageous. There's different ways that we can go about working together to build something that will yield way more dividends. I'm watching, like I said, I'm gonna retire my family, and from there build something where the generations to come won't have to necessarily work. But they'll be working, they'll be providing value to society, but differently.
Yeah, you're always gonna have to work, but it might not be like slave labor.
Right, exactly. Not punching in, punching out. You're serving your community well.
Something that you enjoy.
And so I broke down a whole lot of that stuff, and I let them speak and say the limiting beliefs in which they do have, and I broke it down and I said how that's a limiting belief, and I showed it was deep.
Okay,
you went
nice.
deep today.
Yeah,
this
breaking
weekend.
people's limiting beliefs. Amazing. Man.
So we'll see if it seemed to be reach the understanding, but I also know that it's not just about having the knowledge, it's about reinforcing that narrative through results and action, and building the habit that makes them see results from changing their way of thinking.
Right.
I also kind of told them about the little story, the richest man in Babylon. You take 10% of everything you own and you save it, and you never touch it. If you invest it in the dividend-paying stocks like we talked about, imagine if we did that from the moment you started to make money to now. You wouldn't have to work.
19.
Yeah.
Right.
You wouldn't be working. right now.
Yeah, that's fucking, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years of taking 10% of everything that ever came into your
On
account.
average, probably made about 40,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that? 10%? 4,000?
4K.
10%?
Yeah,
4K?
about 4.
4K times 10. 40,000.
I guess you'd be working a little less. You know,
you'd probably still be working.
Like, you'd probably be making about at least 10% of that per month in dividends, so about $400 a month reoccurring that you don't have to work for.
Yeah.
That would help quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you continue to do so, continue to do that cycle, and taking even 10% of that dividend payment and then buying more shares with that, and then that's increasing. And so like that compound, you probably honestly would be more like near 800 to 900 compounded
Monthly.
Yeah, with the monthly.
That's paying my rent.
Yeah,
You know, that's a vacation.
So then if that's paying your rent, you know, imagine now you'd only need like one client to pay for your food for the month. And then
Cushy.
that's it. Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm working out and cooking the rest of the time.
Yeah. You know, like,
making videos.
Making videos of you just doing your life stuff. And they're like, that's making ad revenue, which you're taking 10% off, and you're reinvesting it in the dividend stocks. Now you're making bang.
Yeah. You know, the only thing is when I was younger, Robinhood and stocks and all that wasn't a thing. We knew nothing about that. That stuff was like you had to go to like a building, an investment brokerage.
Right? No, that is true. And for
I knew nothing about that.
I will say that
it wasn't YouTube.
That kind of
there
like
was, but it was like for like simple DIY stuff, how to put on a doorknob or something.
Right. So like I said, like for you, it's like it might not like the access to information. Once you find wherever that can be gotten, then it's like just a matter of executing on it.
Yeah, these young kids nowadays got it pretty easy though. Yeah,
immediately as soon as they have the internet and a device that connects to it, they have access to millionaires, billionaires. They have access to all of the world's information if they seek it.
Right.
And so, like you were saying, that was that was behind a gate before. There were gatekeepers to the information. That was the education systems. That was, you know, you had to go through and be prestigious or know these people to get access to information. Now people are openly sharing stuff for free online.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like a lot of youth, I think, is sleeping on this information because of I think they're just distracted. There's so much information that they're like, overload. All right, I'm just gonna play this Dragon Ball Z game on my phone and just kind of like vibe out and not worry about whatever else is going on, or like, I don't know, not building a business or doing all the stuff they could be doing. They could be doing that. They could be learning all this information, reading The Richest Man in Babylon, you know, learning about dividend and paying stocks, taking 10% of your investments, putting that into a portfolio that pays you dividends just to hold that money, to save that money. So I think that don't sleep on that information, man. Don't sleep on it. You can't sleep on it. Can't afford to sleep on that information. It's very valuable, and you have the access to the technology now. I would have done anything in my youth to be able to be 19 now and then have the information that most 19-year-olds have now is amazing.
Facts. Wonder how that noise is gonna appear.
It's kind of
This is some of the little benefits of doing like little videos like this outside. We got helicopters.
Yeah.
We got ambulances.
All types of distractions. People still walking by.
Yeah, they are.
They're walking right through here, bro.
Like, bro,
Come on, man.
You could just walk up there.
It's all good.
But we chilling.
Yeah, man.
And like that's the thing. Like we could be very reactive people in life. If you wish to achieve more than you currently have, you have to be less reactive and more responsive. When things happen, you curate your response based on the result you would like to create. You don't react based on how you feel you should react when other people are influenced this way. If someone in public, like let's say we're stronger people, you know, there is a risk in which we might be able to hit someone, knock them out, and then they fall, hit their head, and die. Right? So if we go out and it's at night, and there's a person who's intoxicated and they approach us and they start trying to pick a fight with us, and they like do things, we could react and, you know, they grab us or they hit us and we hit them right back. Or we think about it, you know, we're business owners. We can look at them. If we're not under an influence at that at that time, you might even consider the fact that you aren't and he is. And then, you know, all these factors go into play. Is it even worth me giving this guy my energy back? You know? Right,
yeah, you know, that's a good point that you hit on, is like that, like most people are stupid because they don't realize who they are. Like they think they are something, or they think they are this person, but it's really just their like circle of influence around them. So like say for example, there's this young dude, he's an entrepreneur, wants to be an entrepreneur. He's like, yeah, I want to build this business so I can be free and have money and travel and do fun stuff. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do this thing. This is me. This is what I want to do. This is you. And then you've got another circle around you. It's like your friends, your family, maybe your job, your school. You know, there's more circles. The political group that you belong to, your religious beliefs, all this stuff that kind of makes you are residing within all these things, but it's not you at the core. So Friday night comes along, that person, he's like, all right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna work on this business because this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And then he gets a call from his friend. His friend's like, hey man, come out, we're gonna go to the bar and we're gonna get some girls and we're gonna have some drinks and smoke some weed. And then he's like, well, nah, man, I want to work on this stuff. And he's like, come on, man, you only live once, man. You can do that stuff later. You can do that stuff anytime. And he's like, all right, yeah, you got me there. That makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna go out to the bar. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have some drinks. So you go to the bar. You're talking to some girls or something. Yada yada yada. Because now you is like, all right, now we got these external pleasures. Yeah, I would like some ladies and I would like some drinks and some social reputation, so I'm gonna do that now. So you're hanging out with your friends, talking to some ladies, and then all of a sudden, a guy bumps into you, and you're like, man, what was that about? Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he is just another person who doesn't understand his goals, his vision. He sees you at the bar talking to these girls, he gets jealous. So all of a sudden he just bumps into you real hard. And then he's like, yeah, man, watch out. And then you look at his hat and he's got like a Trump supporter hat on. And you're like, oh, well, maybe you don't like Trump. Or maybe he's got like a liberal hat on or something. You're a Trump supporter. And you're like, oh, I like Trump and you're a liberal. Yada, yada. So then you guys start going, because it's not who you are at a core system, but it's this circle of influence that you're residing in. It's not you at your core. What this guy wanted to do was just stay at home Friday night, work on his business so that he can make money and travel and stuff. But instead, now he's at the bar, he's talking to girls. This guy's bumped into him. They have a disbelief. They have an argument about their political beliefs and ego. And now you've hit this guy and knocked him out. And, you know, now you're going to jail. And now you can't work on your business.
Nope.
Or maybe you get beat up and jumped and stabbed or something. On the flip side, now you're in the hospital. So it's like, you can't be reactive. You always have to come back to your core center, you know, and then to walk in alignment with your goals, you know.
I really like how you said walk in alignment with your goals. I feel like a lot of, like that phrase right there, write it down, put it down somewhere on your wall, walk in alignment with your goals. Like if your goal is to be, like you train people all the time. So like you set a goal for your fitness. I set a goal for my business. I set a goal for my health. I set a goal for everything. Visually, that could be light years away. as far as like you could be a stick, scrawny, and want to become like Goku, or you could be, you know, over the what they say is healthy for your weight and height and age, overweight,
Fat.
and you want to be, you could be fat, and you want to be fit and healthy.
Right. Shredded and lean, dense.
And it might be far away from where you currently are.
Yeah,
but if you walk in alignment with that goal, you say, all right, there's a couple things that I need to do. I need to, one, assess my nutrition. I need to assess my actions, you know, my activity meter. I need to increase my activity, burn more calories, and eat less calories, and maybe like less. It depends. Like, what if you're like heavily eating pasta only, or you're only like eating bready foods? Like, so you have a higher carbohydrate intake. So like knowing these little macronutrients, those do help too. But like, it's not always, you don't have to know everything. You just have to start to make changes in the direction of your goal and continue moving in that direction, and you will start to see results in your everyday that are going to reaffirm that you're actually making progress. When you're actually doing the things you think you're going to do and you say you're going to do, then it builds self-belief, and you're just becoming a more confident person in yourself, a more stronger individual. You achieve your goals, and all of a sudden now you're living a whole transformed life that you are responsible for creating than the world was responsible for. Like, as you weren't not a byproduct of your environment, you became a conscious creator. That's about it.
Yeah, we can consciously create, man. We can choose what we want in this life. You know, that's a good analogy you said there, kind of like that person who wants to get in shape, or, you know, that fat person who wants to lose the weight. It's a mindset shift. Even though they might physically be out of shape and they got a gut hanging out, whatever, yada, yada. Once they make that shift in their mind and they say, all right, now I incorporate the habits and the mindset of a shredded, healthy person, and they walk in alignment and they do that thing, sooner or later, they've decided in their mind that they're not going to give up. They're going to make the right choices, at least most of the time. They're going to achieve that goal because they've made that mind shift in their mind. You know, that person who's like fit and healthy, and then they start having intrusive thoughts. Maybe they just give up on their fitness goals. They made that mindset shift that's going to lead them down a path of degeneracy and disease and obesity and all these things that you don't want, because they've fallen out of alignment with the mindset that they had in line, and they're gonna walk down that path. So
the mindset shift it's subconscious. It happens like, you know, like you can either be watching a YouTube video and then a line in the motivational video gets you, and now you're inspired to take action. You heard someone's story, they're like you. You saw yourself walking in their footsteps. You visualized yourself doing the things that they did and getting the results they got. Now you're inspired to do, right? But every day your environment is also trying to shape your mind. Like, you can be focused on a goal. You can be running a race in track and like you're doing well, but someone else wants that other guy to win. Oh, you're good. Someone else wants that other person to win, so they start booing you. Do you let the boos like make you stop running? Do you make the boos say you can't achieve, or do you say I'm gonna go because I wanna win this race? You know, you set your mind to the thing. You don't let these external noise, all this noise around you, get in there and change your narrative. You've set what you want. And that's why I say, like, the 4-step plan to achieve success, deciding what you want is number one. Making a plan, like, you can formulate a plan over the course of immediately or years. You know, that you find new information as you learn new things. Like, so your plan's always going to be developing regardless. But you got to start executing that plan at some point, walking in alignment with the goal, making the healthy decision versus the unhealthy decision, choosing the hard right instead of the easy wrong. The decisions are always there. You got to start executing. And then revising your plan if necessary. Things will happen in your external environment that is not expected, that you did not foresee. And if they do and when they do you allow that to stop you? Or do you continue to move down that path, revising the actions you take or the way you do things or whatever, but continuing in alignment with the goal?
Yeah, I like that, man. you also kind of made me think about something that one of my coaches tells me is that, you know, if you're setting out to achieve a goal, you know, say that's just something like an example, just a baseline example is to say like to get into shape. You know, there's going to be things that you're going to have to do once, like get a gym membership. Okay, got a gym membership. What's something else that you might have to do?
Educate yourself on the macronutrients, possibly.
Yeah, I imagine maybe once you learn the macronutrients, that's something you might want to do continually. So that might be like a recurring habit. Once you kind of, maybe you do it a couple times. You've done it a couple times, now you know. And then there's things that you're gonna have to do multiple times. So, all right, sign up for a gym membership, that's a one-time thing. Learn the macros, that's something that you're gonna have to do maybe a couple times. Go to the gym, that's something that you're gonna have to do continually, habitually, on a daily, weekly basis. And you can schedule that into your day using time blocks. That's the thing too, is like a lot of people don't time block out their day. They just kind of like, yeah, I have this goal to like make $1 million. Like when throughout the day are you gonna spend 4 hours working on that thing? Or okay, yeah, I wanna lose 10 pounds. Or that, people don't even say it like that. They'll just say like, I wanna lose some weight.
Yeah.
Like that's not even a quantitative goal. Like you need to have it quantified. Like I want to lose 10 pounds by December 1st, December 1st, 2023. So that way it's quantitative so that you know there's a timeline, there's a numbers and everything that you can track. Because what you lack to track, you can't manage it, you know. You can't manage what you don't measure. So you have to measure it somehow. But anyways, back to the topic. There's those things that you're gonna have to do once. Get the gym membership. The things that you have to do multiple times. Learning continually. Going to the gym. Putting it in your daily habits and your time blocking. Time blocking out. Time to go to the gym. Time to cook these healthy foods. Time to track your calories. So that over the course of these days, weeks, months, you're getting a residual result. Compounding effects is going to lead you to that 10 pounds lost by a certain date. Now, that's good. That's a game plan. That's okay. That's ironclad to get you there. But you're also going to have to set up defense because you have a goal. There's also going to be things that are going to be stopping you from achieve this goal. It's going to be haters. There's going to be people mocking you, fit shaming you. Oh, all you do is work out. Oh, all you do is eat healthy. When are you gonna live a little? And it's like you have to find a way to block that out. You know, there's gonna be people mocking you. Oh, you're tracking you're measuring your food. That's obsessional. That's something wrong. You have something wrong with you. And you just have to block out of that, and you have to come up with strategies to have a defensive plan in your operation, something that you can use as a defense to prevent you from messing up on your goals, and something that's going to allow you to get past it. A good defensive coordination. So for a diet, it could be like, yeah, like we're gonna go out to eat. All right, sure, we can go out to eat. Maybe you want to have a strategy in play. All right, which restaurant are we gonna go out to eat? We're gonna go out to this whatever place, Ruth Chris, whatever. All right, you can look online ahead of time and see what healthy food they have there. What are you gonna eat? Make your decision ahead of time so that when you get there, it's not like, oh, what am I gonna eat? Oh, what is that, bro? I might get that. Let me get what he has, and then you don't know the macros of the calories or anything. So that's a good idea is to have a defense also, because there's gonna be things that are going to be trying to stop you, whether that's haters, even your friends, your family, people who you think want to see you achieve this goal. They're going to come up with something to prevent you and get in the way of you seeing your success. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you dropped so many gems in that little
I
segment.
don't know what
that
happened.
I was
just
like,
started going in.
man, that was so fire. I gotta just reinforce some of that. Like you were saying first at the end here, you know, there's friends and family and stuff that I obviously want to see you achieve your goal, but like they say they do, but like they're gonna be the first ones that say, "Oh, you don't have to go."
That was one
work
of the
out
strangest things I thought I've ever seen when I first started getting in shape. It was like, yeah, I'm bringing like healthy food to work and eating that food, and it's like people are like, "What are you eating at? That's so weird. Like, why are you eating healthy? Don't you want the cheeseburgers from the vending machine? Don't you want to eat pizza with us?" I don't know.
Right? And then, but you know, on the very flip side, like it's like you gotta mentally like put those things on a scale, right? Like you will get the comments that say, "Why not eat this? Why not drink?" You know, all these things. But you also get the comments of, "Man, I wish I looked like you. Man, I wish I had your strength. Man, I wish I had your flexibility, your mobility, your endurance." All these little things you've built up, they're also complimenting at the same time, or they're saying they wish they had it, and they are every day making the decisions that are pushing them further away from it.
That's what you call cognitive dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
You have a goal in mind, but then daily you do the exact opposite. You want to run a marathon, but every day you're smoking vape and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's going to create disassociation within your mind. It's going to destroy your self-confidence. Yeah, and that was the weirdest thing too, is like, I don't know, people, they just like, I don't know, they will fit shame you, fit shaming.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like, he's doing this, he's got this broad goal, and they're like, you're telling you like, yeah, your goal's impossible. Like, what kind of support is that? Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It's impossible for you.
Right. And another thing that you would hit on that I want to heavily hit on too, it's a controversial take. I'm going to put this out there ahead of time. You mentioned that you got to measure. I agree. Like a lot of people will say and tell you like, "Oh, it's unhealthy for me to count my calories. It's unhealthy for me to." You got to know where you're at. If every day the signs at like every restaurant tells you that the caloric calculation that they put up there is based off a 2,000 calorie diet, and if every single day you are eating about 4,000 calories unknowingly, just somehow in taking it, whether it be the drinks you drink with 600 to 700 calories in it with sugar and all this stuff, and the food you eat 1,700, and then like that's your lunch. Plus then you have dinner and stuff like that later. So if every day you're eating 4,000, but you don't think that you're eating that much because you don't know what you're eating, there's no way for you to actually lose that weight. Calories is another word for energy. If you're sitting on all this energy and you're not burning it, it will store in your body as fat. And these are just the fundamentals of like life. It's just how it works. So you have to measure, you have to know things. If I wanted to hit 50 pull-ups and I'm only capable of hitting 5 right now, 5 in a set, I need to count 5, then maybe get back up there, hit one more, hit one more, hit one more until I get 50. And I need to keep counting until I know I'm able to actually hit that number. How do I know progress if I don't count anything?
Yeah.
You know?
Big facts.
So there's no way to actually make advancements in your life if you're not tracking things. So you do need to measure, you do need to calculate, you do need to have goals that you set that are, like you said, quantitative, have a date in mind, but also, just like my 4-step plan to achieve success talks about in the 4th step, you need to be flexible. You need to be able to, if you do not hit that goal, the goal itself was not the measure of your value. The goal itself was to move you in the direction. So now you've moved in the direction, maybe you didn't hit it by the date you wanted, but now you're further ahead than you could have been. So now we move the date back. Now we still continue to move towards the goal, because the goal didn't change, but you just made it quantitative that you could actually hit.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
Yeah, you have to measure. You have to measure it. That's what a lot of people in their fitness journey, in their wealth journey, you know, they like, yeah, I don't have any money. Well, I mean, what are you spending your money on? How much money are you making? Most people don't know this until it's time to like pay their taxes and stuff. Oh, I made $52,000 this year, whatever. They don't know that until it's like tax season, and they're like, all right, well, what did I spend the money on? They don't know. So you have to track these things. You have a budget in place. You know, you should track your calories if that's a goal, so that you know where is the energy going, where is the money going, so that you can reroute it to a different place. And that's the problem with most people, is they don't track anything, and they're just like showing up in the mirror each day, and they're like, yeah, kind of look the same, not seeing much progress. All right, let's go to the gym, do this, I'll do some random exercises, do this until I get tired, do this one until I get tired, walk for however long I feel, and then it's time to leave. And then they come back to the mirror and they're just like, oh, they eat whatever they just like eat. Okay, I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry. This food looks healthy, says low carb on it, eat this. And they come back to the mirror and there's like, oh, it looks the same. I'm not seeing, this doesn't work. And then they give up. And that destroys your self-confidence, destroys your, what would you say, your motivation to keep showing up. But it can really help when you're, you know, tracking, all right, I made 2,000 calories at 8. Boom, this is how many calories I had, this is how many grams of protein I had, how many carbs I had, how much fiber I had, how much fats I had, you know, how many hours of sleep I had, how many liters of water I drank, how many reps, how many sets of the exercises I did, how many times I worked out this week. Take a photo each day, or not each day, maybe once a week. All right, I can look back through the photos. You know, you look in the mirror then, and then it's like, all right, I'm not getting results. Well, one of these things is off. You can look at it. Okay, well, last week I was eating more calories. Or last week I didn't go to the gym as much. Or last week I didn't do as much volume. Or, you know. But when you're just showing up, you know, it can kind of destroy your progress. It's a good feeling to, you know, be able to look in the mirror and be like, oh, okay, I'm looking better now. I'm looking more shredded. Or, all right, the bank account's growing. That's going to increase your motivation to keep going after that thing.
Absolutely. Like that honestly right there, mic drop. You just like call it a wrap. Like every goal that you set for yourself, that's about the habit loop you have to go through. You have to, like you said a little bit earlier, there's a couple things that you'll have to do only one time. When you do those one times, it opens the doors for you to now do the other things that may be on a different cadence, a different frequency. And then when you're tracking, so like even like you said, get the gym membership, the one-time thing done. Now you got to start moving your body more if you want to grow muscle or if you want to lose fat. So how many times are you going to go to the gym this week? How many times did you go to the gym this week? You know, you got to measure, you got to have a number for that. And then like you said, even sub goals within that, you go into the gym. Now, how many sets, how many reps, what is the weight? What are you doing when you go to this gym? Are you making actual progress? Or did you come in here one week, you're doing the 10 pounders, or no, you grab the 35s, you're like, I can't lift it. So you grab the 10s and you do that for like 3, and then you grab like a 10 pound, 20 pound, 15 pound, you do that till it gets tired, now you can't do anymore. Next exercise, do a couple of those. You don't track anything, you don't even know what you did, no, you can't tell someone what routine you worked on or anything.
That's what most people do. They go to the gym, they're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. Walk around, all right, I'll do this machine. All right, I don't really feel that one.
Right?
And they're just all over the place. So you need to go to the gym with a game plan. You should know what you're doing before you get there, or at least like, all right,
a general idea of what you're
doing. Yeah, at least I'm like, all right, I'm contemplating, and I know I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Or you can come up with a plan at least. Yep. You know, something that you can track and work toward these specific things.
Yep.
And that's with all your goals, man. That's how it works with everything in life. You know, it's all about the numbers. It's all about tracking it. And then putting in the reps.
Yeah. Well, I will say thank you, Will, for dropping these gems. I mean, this is again this is how you're gonna get that next level of yourself. You know, having these conversations, sitting down, listening, chatting with like high performance people like you and I. Like we are out here trying to be just the best versions of ourselves, educating ourselves from people who are further ahead than we are, asking the questions, trying the practices, finding what works, finding what doesn't work, and like being a true student of life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's the thing too, man. I think that, yeah, you just hit on that student of life phrase. A lot of people go to school and they're like, yeah, I graduated. All right, I don't need to learn anymore. It's like, no, you need to continue to learn all throughout your life. You're going to have to continue to learn lessons, whether that's in relationships, whether that's in, financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You're going to have to continue to learn and continue to level up, keep getting better. Trees just don't stop growing. And humans, we shouldn't either. A lot of us do, though. A lot of people are 30. They're just like, life's over. I'm married. I'm fat. I have these kids. I have this job, this dead-end job. And it's just like, this is it for me, I guess. I couldn't live a life like that, personally.
no, I couldn't.
I don't know how a lot of people do it. So don't be that person, man. Don't be that individual. Continue to keep growing. Continue to keep learning.
Mm-hmm. And with that, you guys should let us know what topics you'd want us to chat about, next time. Like, thinking this is a pretty solid spot to maybe wrap the episode up.
Yeah, sounds good. For a conclusion of this episode, we talked about a lot of stuff. I don't even know what to call this episode, dude.
Yeah, honestly,
measure what matters, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, something around that lines I think would be a really good one, because we went in depth on so many different ways, all of which though were goal focused. So it's like, maybe it's just like 101 ways to achieve your goals.
It sounds good. I like that.
Yeah.
101.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to this and listening and, being here, part of the community. We'd love to hear, again, more topics that you want us to talk about, cover, questions you might have, issues you want us to discuss, or like share what we think about things, and grow together as a community. So thanks for tuning in. Tyler Wellness, tuning out, making yourself a priority every day through the actions you decide to make.
Yes, sir. Professor illWill, New Wave Coaching. Go out there, guys, and be the wave of change. Be the wave of change that you want to see in the world.
Peace.
Peace.